welcome back to a Faster PC Live Technical Support. I know you've been waiting all week for this show. We're back. We're ready to answer your computer technical streaming and cybersecurity questions, and we have a great show lined up for you as well. We'll be going over the latest cybersecurity threats. We'll also be going over Microsoft's Patch Tuesday updates as well as Adobe's Patch Tuesday updates, and we'll be showing you how to watch free content on your favorite streaming device. Of course, answering your computer, streaming, cybersecurity, and technical questions as well. So you know what? If you have a question, now's your opportunity to get it answered. Give us a call, 772-340-5090, or head over to our live Facebook video or YouTube video. You can get the links to both of those at our website of fasterpc.com. From there, once you're there at the page, you can actually type your question into the comment section of the live videos that are going on right now. And of course, we'll cover those. If you have a question throughout the week, you could also type your question on the comment section of one of our videos over on YouTube or Facebook. By the way, some of the times we'll actually be able to show you the steps that we go through to resolve computer problems. Remember, when you have computer problems,
you need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer technical streaming cybersecurity questions. And we are streaming live on YouTube right now. Working on getting the Facebook stream working. For whatever reason, Facebook, well, I know why, but Facebook requires a title for a live video. And I have put a title in about 10 times and click save. And it just doesn't, it's not cooperating today. It's the go live button's not there because the title's not there. It's not saving the title. I've just, typically I just copy and paste, but I've done it multiple ways. And it's just not working today. But you know what? We're on YouTube, and more views on YouTube anyway. We're over 50,000 views on YouTube, and you can head over there and watch that. But we do have people that typically do watch on Facebook as well. It's just Facebook just their platform's just not working today. So I can't really solve that problem. I can fix my computer, but I can't fix their system because I don't have access to fix their system. So anyway, we're here. We're ready to answer your questions. One of the things we did want to go over, we will be going over, there's a bonus that we'll be going over today as well. So probably in the second segment, our producer in the WPSL studio, Ray, he has a question about updating to Windows 11 from Windows 10 because he's gotten a message that his computer is not compatible with Windows 11. So we'll go over that probably in the second segment. We'll actually show him, we'll bring him on air and he can talk about that. And we'll actually, hopefully, I'm hoping that we can actually demo a successful Windows 11 update right here for you, so you'll be able to watch that. One of the things I did want to show you, and I'll get the my streaming capture platform ready, because what we're going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to watch free content, free sports content on your favorite streaming device. Now, we did go over and we showed you, of course, last Sunday was the Super Bowl. We showed you how to watch that for free. And we also have a video out. Last week's show, we're going to roll out a video probably today or tomorrow on how to watch the NASCAR races. So you'll be able to watch those. Now I'm going to switch over to Roku. Now, you'll be able to actually see this on the screen if you're watching the live stream that's going on. You'll be able to see this on the screen. If you're listening on the radio, I'll verbally describe this, and we'll try to give you a visual picture of what's going on. But know that you can head over to the live video. Now, again, the video that's going on right now, we're live on YouTube. Unfortunately, the Facebook Facebook title is not saving from their page. But we do show you, various major content we show you. And by the way, I think next week we'll go over how to watch March Madness. So you'll want to tune into that show to learn how you can watch March Madness, and how you can stream that. But some of this you can actually watch for free, which is really cool. Now, one of the things that I did discover actually as I was going through some of these, because I didn't even know that some of these existed a few years ago, and it's really cool that they do exist. But there's a ton of content on Pluto, and not just sports, but there's a ton of content on various levels, various types of content. You do have an option to log in. I'm going to click Not Now. Of course, if you do log in, you're going to actually be able to actually watch some other things. Now, look at this. You actually have the Super Bowl, and they're actually talking about the Super Bowl, and this is on the NFL channel. Did you know that the NFL channel is actually on Pluto? So this is really cool. You actually have CBS Sports HQ. You have Fox Sports. You have NBC Sports. You have the NFL channel. This is actually right now re-airing the 2024 Commanders versus Ravens Week 6 game. So you can actually watch that. The MLB channel is on here. This is all free, by the way. You're watching great games on MLB. You have a golf channel here. So the PGA Tour channel. You also have Golf Pass. You have Golazo Network, and you see a lot of soccer on the Golazo Network. You have the USFA Champion League, and this is from CBS Sports. You have actually Rider Pass. So if you're into rodeo and you want to watch that, UFC. Anyone into UFC? Well, there's actually fights available here on the UFC channel. There's a ring. So if you're into boxing, there's the ring channel. There's other boxing channels here, ringside, and Bellator MMA. So another MMA channel. One Championship TV. You have the PFL. You also have TNA Wrestling. Wow. Women of Wrestling. You have Glory Kickboxing. You have Sports Extra, BEIN Sports Extra, WPT, which has poker tournaments. So if you're into poker, I didn't even really know that was a sport, but hey, if for some people maybe it is. Triton Poker. So you have the Formula One channel where you can watch racing. Speed One channel here. So you also have Monster Jam. If you're into monster trucks, you can watch that. There's Motor Trend Fast TV, Power Nation, Muscle Cars, and you have FanDuel TV Extra where they show various things. I'm going to go back out to, and by the way, this Pluto is available on Roku. It's available on Amazon TV or Amazon Fire Stick. It's available on Apple TV. It's available on Google TV. It's available on your computer on the web. You can actually go there and watch it. We'll show you that in just a little bit. Also, Tubi is another free channel that has a lot of content, and what they do have, if you watch sports, sports movies and shows, there's a lot of basically, you're not going to, by the way, Tubi was the network that did, or the streaming platform that did air the Super Bowl for free, and but you'll see a lot of movies and a lot of television shows You see here, there's one about Kurt Warner and Underdog. A lot of different movies. The Sandlot, that's a classic. Rudy. So you see a lot of different. You're going to see some documentaries, and a lot of different movies here that you can watch for free. Now I'm going to switch over to a full screen just so you can see. Let me see. Got to get the right screen here. Okay, here's full screen right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go out to. Let's go out to Pluto. We'll just do a search for Pluto TV. I think the website's probably Pluto or Pluto. Yeah, it's actually Pluto.tv. So if we wanted to go to the web version of this, watch this on our computer or on a smartphone, they probably have apps for phones and tablets as well. In fact, I know they do because my wife watches Lucy on Pluto almost all the time. Not all the time, but she watches it a lot. And they actually have. We'll go over that. I think we did go over that a little bit, but they have a 24-hour Lucy channel. If you like Andy Griffith, they have a 24-hour Andy Griffith channel, and so you're able to actually watch TV on your computer. You can actually connect this into. And by the way, let me. I'll switch over to. We'll do tubing. We'll probably show this a little bit coming out of the next break as well. But you'll be able with this to actually show, see various ways to watch.
You're listening to a Faster PC Radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Also, you can type your questions into the comments section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes. Or you just go to our website, afasterpc.com, click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. This is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, A Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to A Faster PC, or A Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
From the founding of our company, A Faster PC has provided our customers with quality service and computer products at competitive prices. We find that in the current economy, this is more important than ever. A Faster PC recently conducted a market survey and found that our prices are the least expensive in the area. Some of our competitors charge twice what we charge. Perhaps that's why more customers are turning to A Faster PC. We're helping our customers save money by repairing their computers rather than replacing them.
Now, wait a minute. You mean A Faster PC saves customers money?
A Faster PC offers the most competitive prices for computer repair in our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Metisoft, and SoftIn support, from wireless networks to hardware networks. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. Call 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio, this is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page. Or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer technical streaming and cybersecurity questions. So we'll be going over that. Now, one of the things that we did, I was just finishing up, and I want to actually finish up here, actually going over, showing you how you can watch this free content on Tubi and also on Pluto TV on your computer. So on your computer, you're going to Pluto.tv, and they have actually the channel guide, and they also have the categories, and you can actually go through these, and you can actually see this. So, we'll have sports. Again, you can log in if you want to sign in. They will kind of, remember who you are and what you actually like to watch, and you'll be able to see that. So everything you can see on, let's say, a Roku, you could see here as well. Now, if you don't have a Roku device, and by the way, we did mention before, they do have apps available for your smartphone and for your tablet as well, where you can watch all of this content remotely, even on the go. If you're, I wouldn't suggest this, but some people have been known to actually even watch some sports, when they're at a family event or something like that. I typically try to stay away from it, and I record it, and then I watch it later. But, to each his own. There's also Tubi. So everything you can get on a Roku device or a Fire Stick or Fire TV or Google TV or Apple TV, you can get on your web, your computer as well. So here's the thing. Most computers, a lot of computers, especially laptops, have HDMI ports. And if your computer doesn't have an HDMI, you may have the ability to add an HDMI or to have an adapter that will adapt to HDMI and that will send that stream out to HDMI. Then you can actually connect that into a modern television, and you'll be able to actually stream this content and watch it on your TV. Of course, you can get a Roku as well. We've shown you how to set up the Roku devices, and of course, if you're interested in doing that and you want to do that, we can actually help you with that. Okay, so what we wanted to do, let's go ahead and bring Ray on on the line here.
Okay, I'm here.
Yeah, so the thing is with Ray has a computer, and maybe I'll let you just explain your what you're going through and the issues that you were having there.
Yeah, and I tried to upgrade to Windows 11, and it says that I'm not compatible with Windows 11. And I have Windows 10.5, I believe.
Yeah,
And
well, you probably
you know,
have Windows 10, and the thing is, Microsoft. Those of you that know, that have listened to this show, you may have heard otherwise as well. Microsoft has announced that they're ending support for Windows 10 October 14th. So October 14th will be the last day that you can get support, and I would imagine that's probably the second Tuesday of the month, because that's when they release their patches. And by the way, they released the software, and I'm just going to verify that date here. So the 14th is the second Tuesday of the month. So you'll get the October patches, but you won't get any the Patch Tuesday patches. We'll be talking a little bit later about the Patch Tuesday patches. You'll get Patch Tuesday patches if you don't update to Windows 11, but after that, you won't get any updates. Microsoft did release their Windows software 10 years. Windows 10 came out 10 years before that, 2015 actually, in the summer of 2015. So they're giving you a little bit more support than 10 years. They guarantee 10 years. They're giving a little bit more than 10 years. Of course, there are many versions of Windows 10 and even some versions of Windows 11 that Microsoft doesn't support anymore. So you'll want to actually get out and check that out and see if you can get your computer updated. Now, in the past, what has happened is Microsoft, their software has a check to see whether your computer is compatible with Windows 11 or not. If it is not compatible, what happens is it alerts you that it's not compatible, and it actually will not allow you to install the update. And so we actually have a version of Windows 11 that is modified, and it doesn't check for the hardware. Now, what is it checking for when it checks for the hardware? Well, it's checking to see primarily whether the TPM chip is on the CPU. So TPM is used for BitLocker. BitLocker is Microsoft's hard drive encryption technology. And the thing is, in the old days, the TPM chip was off of the processor. And Microsoft may not have realized this to begin with, or maybe they knew it and just said, well, this, the technology is not there to put it on the CPU yet. The CPU manufacturers aren't doing this. So, we're just gonna roll with this and have this separate TPM chip on the motherboard. The motherboard's the main board that everything plugs into. So what BitLocker does is it encrypts your hard drive data, so that, let's say someone steals your computer and doesn't have your password, can't get into your computer. Well, they actually can't even reset your password without access to the BitLocker key. So they couldn't, if they took that drive and connected it to another computer, they wouldn't be able to see that drive without your BitLocker key. Here's the trick though. If you have that TPM chip off of the processor, it's on the motherboard, there's actually a very inexpensive hardware device that can be purchased with software that can be downloaded. Most people don't know how to do this, but hackers might. Some hackers do, definitely. They can actually take this inexpensive device that costs about $15. The software to decrypt that BitLocker key is free, and they can actually place that in a certain place on the TPM chip, and literally I've seen someone on a laptop, I've seen a demo on YouTube where someone did this. Within 1 minute, they actually were able to take the bottom cover off of the laptop. They were able to take their device and they were able to plug it onto the TPM chip and capture the BitLocker key. So obviously, for this to be an issue, someone has to physically have access to your computer, which obviously, if your computer was stolen, they would have access to your computer. If it's a laptop computer, you're out and about, and you accidentally leave it in an Uber or a lift, or you leave it at the airport. You ever done that? You know, you're going, they're rushing you through. They're trying to get you out of there, in and out real quick, and you forget. You get back to your gate and you forget that your laptop is actually at the TSA line. And so you get back there and it's not there. Someone else took it. So what do you do here? Well, you know, if that's compromised, someone actually gets a hold of it, and you have BitLocker protection, they could actually, if you don't have that TPM chip on the processor, well, what can happen is they can capture your BitLocker key. And with the BitLocker key, they can then get access to your data. So what do you have on your computer that may be important to you? Maybe you have tax returns, which is going to have your name, your date of birth, your address. It's going to have your social security number, virtually everything someone would need for identity theft. Certainly everything someone would need to file taxes on your behalf and get your refund instead of you getting your refund. So it's very important to protect this data. There's a lot of people that do have, you know, let's say your accountant sends you your tax return, and your accountant did not protect you with password protecting that file. Well, you know, you're a sitting duck at that point if someone gets a hold of that data. So it is important, but your computer will be safer with Windows updates and Windows 11 than it would be without Windows updates. Now you have a few options. We actually have a modified version of the software that actually will allow us to install Windows 11 on a computer that doesn't support Windows 10. It just tells us, hey, we're not going to actually check to see whether this system is compatible or not. We do have a caller on the line, so we'll come back to this topic in just a minute, maybe even after the next break. But we have Tom on the line. Welcome to A Faster PC Live Technical Support. Tom, how can we help you today?
Hello, very nice to speak with you today.
Yes.
Hey, I'm sorry to pull you off your. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry to pull you off the topic. So I have a quick question for you. I'm about to do. I'm sorry, I'm getting an echo backwards.
Yeah, you're going to get that. Just
About to
ignore
do
that. Just
international
keep talking.
travel.
We can hear you fine.
Okay, I'm about to do some international travel, and I don't want to be taking a PC with me this time. So I'm curious if you can give me any pointers on how to use cloud data services so that I can keep some critical data accessible while I'm traveling.
Sure. So there are a few different cloud providers. Apple has iCloud, Google has Google Drive, Microsoft has OneDrive. All of them give you a certain amount of storage for free. I don't recall how much Apple gives you for free. Microsoft gives you 5 gigabytes for free. Google gives you 15 gigabytes for free. Using any of those, and there are apps that are available for the phone that do actually allow you to access that data. Google, if you're into Google Sheets and Google Docs, you actually have the ability with the Google Drive to have a Google Sheet, which is similar to Excel, or Google Docs, which is similar to Word, but it's all web-based. You can actually have a document there, and you can even take a Word document or an Excel document, open it up in Google Sheets, and then you have access to it there. And so you can actually open that up. You can see what's going on with that file, and you can actually make changes to it. And now, what it does is it converts it to Google Sheets or to Google Docs, and it's actually a separate file. And your original file is still intact and in the same way. Now, Microsoft also has web-based Word and Excel, and some of a lot of their plans, if you need more than 5 gigabytes of data, they do have a plan where you can actually pay $2 a month and get 100 gigabytes of data. They also have Microsoft 365. If you subscribe to Microsoft 365, there's a personal version, a home version. There are various business versions as well. In addition to the cloud storage, 1 terabyte, at least 1 terabyte of cloud storage, which is a lot, you actually have access to the mobile versions of Word and Excel and PowerPoint and of course the mobile versions of OneDrive, so you can actually have access to your files. You can open up your files. You can edit your files. You can get access to some of the data that you need. So whichever version that you're used to using, I would recommend using that. I do have Google Drive, but I predominantly use OneDrive, Microsoft OneDrive, and it's really cool because I have the business version, so I have a Faster PC email is set up there. I have access to my email on my phone. I have access to my email. If I had a tablet or an iPad, I would have access to it there as well, as long as that device has internet access. I have access to my OneDrive files. If I want, I can open up the various documents that I have in OneDrive. So it's really cool, and I would suggest play around with it ahead of time. Make sure that you're comfortable with it and see whether the system works for you. And if not, make some tweaks. If you need a little bit of help with getting that set up, you can give us a call at 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up. 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now, or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. From the founding of our company, a Faster PC has provided our customers with quality service and computer products at competitive prices. We find that in the current economy, this is more important than ever. A Faster PC recently conducted a market survey and found that our prices are the least expensive in the area. Some of our competitors charge twice what we charge. Perhaps that's why more customers are turning to a Faster PC. We're helping our customers save money by repairing their computers rather than replacing them.
Now, wait a minute. You mean a Faster PC saves customers money?
A Faster PC offers the most competitive prices for computer repair in our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Metisoft, and SoftIn support, from wireless networks to hardware networks. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web.
Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to A Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need A Faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. We do have a computer in the shop that I was working on, trying to get in. In fact, in the first break and the second break, I was working on it, trying to get it ready to actually access the system and actually demonstrate an install of Windows 11 on a Windows 10 that is not compatible with Windows 11, because one of the things that has happened is Microsoft has allowed people to actually install Windows 11 on systems that are not fully compatible with Windows 11. And again, the compatibility is the TPM chip. So we went over that in the first part of the last segment, or the second part of the last segment. And but they have Microsoft themselves has modified the installation where it warns you that your hardware is not fully compatible, but it still allows the update. And I know that Ray has another question or a follow-up to this.
Yeah, no, I do. Okay, so we can get it updated to Windows 11. How about the programs I have in there already that are compatible with Windows 10? Are they going to be compatible with Windows 11?
Yeah, so in most cases, yes. So you may run into a few situations. Really, we haven't run into a lot of situations where software is not compatible. We do have some business clients that have older software that will only run on earlier operating systems, but and then we have one client that has older software that will not install on Windows 8, Windows 10, or Windows 11. It'll run fine on those softwares, but it has to be installed on Windows 7. So it's always a trick because actually what happens is it's very difficult to actually install Windows 7 on a modern new computer. The software is just too new, and so what actually happens is you get the software, and what we did is we actually got the software where we installed Windows. We had to even install it on a different drive because Windows 7 wouldn't support the faster NVMe drive that we were going to use in the system. We had to use a serial ATA drive. We didn't have any drivers installed. We got the system configured for their network. We actually got whatever drivers, the limited amount of drivers that we could get working with Windows 7. Then we got the software installed, and then we updated to Windows 10, and everything worked fine. We were able to get all the drivers in there, and all of that worked. Most likely, your software will work. We actually have a client that actually is on WPSL on Sunday mornings. I believe he's on at 9 a.m. He's one of the hosts of the show from the Savona Road Church that actually has the call-in question answer show where they answer questions about the Bible. And you guys, some of you guys probably have listened to that show. Well, one of the guys that's on that show has this computer, and he had this computer in his really old computer running Windows 7. And he says, I've got to keep Windows 7 because I've got this expensive Bible software that if I go, it won't support. Yeah, so Gary Jones and Mike Schmidt. Yes, Ray's helping me out with some cues there with their names. Names are not my strong suit. I can remember complex passwords. It's a challenge for me to remember names. So, but he's saying, hey, listen, I've got this software. And it's difficult. I don't want to actually buy the new version because it's very expensive. And if I buy the new version, it's a subscription, and it's going to cost me quite a bit of money. So I want to keep this Windows 7 computer. Well, the Windows 7 computer was having some problems and was overheating. It would run fine, but then when it would overheat, it would start locking up. And it was doing this like during the middle of his show. So he's doing this show trying to answer Bible questions, and he's trying to search on his computer, and lo and behold, his computer was locking up because it was getting too hot. So we actually had another computer that was about the same size and newer, and actually everything worked on it. It didn't have the overheating issues. So we said, well, let's try to transition your operating system over to this, and then we're going to actually just try to do a Windows 10 update. So we're going from Windows 7 to Windows 10, and we're going to see whether this Bible software works on Windows 10. And lo and behold, this Bible software that he was convinced would not run on Windows 10 ran just fine on Windows 10. Maybe it won't install on Windows 10, I don't know, but it is there, and we're working with him to develop some backup systems so that he can make sure that he preserves that operating system and everything there. But we were able to get him up and running. We were able to actually help him with that. So that's something that is good news, that in most cases your software will run. In fact, I have software on my computer that is designed, it creates checks. And so it produces, I don't actually go out and pay someone to print checks for me for our business. And, I have a lot of different entities, our church, I have nonprofits, I have, not only personal checks and also for our main business here. So I actually have this software that was designed a long time ago, and it still works. It worked on Windows 7, it worked on Windows 8, it worked on Windows 10, it's working on Windows 11. So most likely your software will work. Now, here's the one caveat with that. If you have Windows 10 32-bit version, you will not be able to transition over with your software. Your data can come over, but you'll have to have basically a clean install of Windows, with the exception that your data will be there, and you also will have to install that software. And the reason for that is there's no 32-bit version of Windows 11. So most people with Windows 10, you're going to have a 64-bit version, but we did run into one client that had a 32-bit version of Windows 10, and we just said, listen, we could update it, but you're gonna be reinstalling your data, or excuse me, not your data, but you're gonna be reinstalling your programs. And he said, well, you know what, I'll just stay with what I have. Now here's another option. In addition to updating, you don't necessarily have to update to go over to Windows 11. If you choose, you say, hey, I'm used to Windows 10. By the way, we can make Windows 11 navigate similarly to Windows 10. We can even make it navigate similarly to Windows 7. But if you're out there and you have a system and you're saying, you know what, I want to stay with Windows 10, or maybe you don't want to do the Windows 11 update, or your computer just won't support the Windows 11 update, Microsoft, for the first time ever, is going to provide extended support for Windows 10, but you will have to pay for it. So I believe it's going to be $30 or $40 a year. You can continue to get the security updates. Now, the security updates are critical. What happens without the security updates, you literally are like a sitting duck. You're not going to have the protection that you would have otherwise. And so this is something that, those security updates are going to be very important to actually get, and to make sure that those are being installed on your system. So we don't want to have a situation where your computer is having an issue where you're not able to get these updates. Also, what happens after Microsoft ends support, a lot of times the software manufacturers stop supporting the operating system. For instance, Windows 7 is no longer supported by Firefox. It's no longer supported by Google for Chrome. It's no longer supported, for the new versions of Edge. So what happens is, as new innovations happen in those browsers, websites are designed to take advantage of those new features that you don't have the support for in the version of the software that you're running, because you're running an old version that's not supported anymore. And what happens is, more and more and more sites, as you go on, you'll be able to get to fewer and fewer sites. I'll say more and more sites won't work, which means that you'll get to fewer and fewer sites if you don't have the updates. So it will be interesting to see what happens, because, again, Microsoft's going to provide extended support. I would imagine maybe Google Chrome and Firefox will provide extended support, and they typically do support beyond that initial period anyway. But what we're actually looking at there is we're actually looking at the ability to actually continue to use Windows 10. And what we will do next week, we're not going to have time to do it this week, but next week we will demo a Windows 11. We'll actually demonstrate a Windows 11 upgrade from Windows 10 on a computer that is not compatible. Is not fully compatible with Windows 10. And I actually just loaded this computer. The computer is actually, I'm actually closing that out because it was coming through the audio. The customer that used this computer is blind. He actually uses the computer blind, and he has software that actually reads him what's on the screen. We'll probably take that off just for the demo. He's actually not going to be using this. He has a new computer that we're getting ready for him. He'll probably be picking his new computer up today. But we'll actually demo how to install Windows 11 on a Windows 10 computer. And so, Ray, we actually can help you, and we can help anyone else install Windows 11 on your Windows 10 computer that's not fully compatible. But And by the way, it doesn't cost very much. We can do it remotely. In many cases, it's an hour's labor or less. Sometimes an hour and a half. Sometimes only a half hour of remote support that we're looking at there. Also, you may be able to do this yourself if you watch next week's show, and we will actually go over this next week. Now, for those listening on the radio, our show is about to end, but for those that are watching the live stream, which is going on right now at YouTube and Facebook, will actually continue after the show's over.
And we're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show, or just want to listen to it again or watch it again, because you can do that at our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can not only hear the show, but also see the show. And when we've described and shown you how to resolve computer problems, you can actually see that and watch it over and over again at our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You can get there by going to our website of fasterpc.com and clicking on the links. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5. And next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here on WPSL.
The title to tomorrow's sermon is A Love Worth Waiting For and Remaining Faithful To, Part 6.
You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church Facebook page, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. You can find a Faster PC's Facebook page and YouTube channel by searching for a Faster PC on Facebook and YouTube, or by going to our website and clicking on the links. While there, you can actually watch the show, not only hear the show, but also watch the show and see the steps that we go through to actually resolve computer problems. A Faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 on the east side of US 1, just north of Rio Mar. We're also on the web at www.afasterpc.com. Again, that's afasterpc.com. And you can reach us at 772-878-5978. Again, 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
It's February and love is in the air, but will it last? Love that is based on looks, pleasure, fun, good times, wealth, health, etc. won't last. Godly love, though, isn't based on circumstances. Godly love involves an act of the will. Children and families in America desperately need for husbands and wives to commit to love one another as Christ has loved them. With God's help, you can love your spouse until death do you part.
WPSL, Port St. Lucie.
On the hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Allison
All right,
Keys.
we're going to be closing out
That Sun Palace
the stream, but we're continuing the stream on Facebook and YouTube because we have some important security updates, including the latest and biggest security threats of the week, and also going over Patch Tuesday. So Microsoft and Adobe both released patches this week. We'll be going over that coming up right now. So here at a Faster PC Live Technical Support, we do go over the latest security threats, and we're going to be doing that today. Also, we'll be going over the Microsoft Patch Tuesday, which addresses many security threats that you need to be aware of. And in addition to this, Adobe released their patches as well. So Microsoft Patch Tuesday, the second Tuesday of every month, Microsoft releases patches. Now these are some of these are just changing programs, but some of these are security related. And this particular month, there's actually 4 of these that are 0-day threats. What that means is that they're already being exploited in the wild by the time the patch is released. Sometimes even before the company knows about the threat, the threat is being exploited by hackers. So you're going to want to know about these. I'm Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC live technical support where we alert you to various security issues, and this month is no different. So Microsoft has released 57 new CVEs, that's common vulnerabilities and exploits in Windows and Windows components, Office and Office components, Azure, which is Microsoft's cloud platform, which includes OneDrive. It also includes hosted email. It includes, if you're hosting software in the cloud, maybe you're running virtual PCs or a virtual server up there in Microsoft's cloud. Visual Studio, also remote desktop services. Two of these, have been really significant. There are also some additional third-party CVEs, again, common vulnerabilities and exploits, rounding it out, bringing it up to 50 or 67 total that are addressed in these patches. Again, 4 of these are zero-day threats. So there are 3 that are critical, rated as critical, 53 are rated as important, and 1 is rated as moderate in severity. After a couple of record-breaking releases, this volume of fixes is more in line with expectation. So again, 4 of these are currently being exploited by hackers right now. You need to make sure, if you haven't installed Windows updates, that you do so. We'll actually show you how to install Windows updates in just a minute here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to we're going to actually go over these threats real quickly. So there's a Windows storage elevation of privileges vulnerability. This is one of the bugs being exploited in the wild, receiving a patch this month, and it's the type of bug that we haven't seen exploited publicly, but it is being exploited right now. So the vulnerability allows an attacker to delete targeted files. How does this lead to privilege escalation? So, we've seen similar issues in the past. This does appear to be the first time the technique has been exploited in the wild. It's also likely paired with code execution bug to completely take over the system. So we're really encouraging, get the Windows updates installed ASAP. So there's a Windows ancillary function driver for WinSock elevation of privilege vulnerability. So elevation of privilege, just to explain what that is. So a user, really your username that you use on your computer, should not have admin rights. If it does, contact us. We can help you resolve that. We can make it so that you have a separate admin account, and the username that you currently use doesn't have the rights to do bad things on your computer. Not that you would purposely do something bad, but if you get tricked into clicking a link or opening an attachment that launches malicious code, you want to have that you want to be in an environment where your username doesn't have the rights to run that. Well, elevation means that a user that doesn't have rights to run a malicious script, actually the code can actually elevate so that username does have the permission to run that. So this is important that you address this. So this is one of the bugs that is being actively exploited. It's actually a more traditional privilege escalation than the previously mentioned one. So in this case, an authenticated user would need to run a specially crafted program that ends up executing code with system privileges. So this is something you need to get out there, install the Windows updates. There's also a Windows Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, or LDAP, remote code execution vulnerability. So this vulnerability allows remote unauthenticated attackers to run their code on an affected system simply by sending a malicious crafted request to the target. Since there's no user interaction involved, that makes this bug wormable between affected LDAP servers. Microsoft lists this as exploitation likely So even though this may be unlikely, I would treat it as an impending exploitation. Definitely get out and install the updates. So there's also a Microsoft Excel remote code execution vulnerability. So this is one where there's several Excel fixes that were where the preview pane is an attack vector, which is confusing, as Microsoft also noted that user interaction is required. Microsoft also notes that multiple patches are required to address this multiple patches are required to address this vulnerability fully. This likely can be exploited either by opening a malicious Excel file or previewing a malicious attachment in Outlook. Either way, you need to get the patches installed. Again, these are just 4 of the major threats that are out there. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually go over and show you how you can actually install these updates. So let me switch over to a full screen. I'll actually switch over here to a Windows full screen and actually show you how to do this. So we're going to click on the Windows key, and what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the settings. Now I have moved mine into utilities, so yours could be in a different location. By default, you're going to see this little gear or a cog on your screen. Some people call it a cog, I call it a gear. What you're going to want to do when you open that, you're going to want to click on Windows Updates. This will actually search for Windows Updates. If there are Windows Updates that are available, you'll actually see those. You can click, I'm going to click Check for Updates. This is going to actually search for updates. If you notice when I came in here, it did not have updates because I have installed my updates this week and rebooted my computer. We actually, at a Faster PC, we actually have managed programs, and we have this for businesses, for accounting offices, for lawyer office, other professional offices. We have it for medical offices. We also have it for small home office people, and we have it for residential clients. And we actually are looking for updates to Windows twice a day. We're also looking for updates to programs such as Google Chrome, Firefox, and Adobe Reader, and some other programs, Zoom, some other programs that you may or may not have on your computer. But if they are on your computer, we're looking for updates to those on average every 4 hours, and we're looking for updates to the Windows security every hour. Now, what will happen, again, when you come into here, if there are pending updates ready, you'll see those. You see that I actually had the update to Windows 11 version 24H2. I have not installed that yet, and I'm holding off. I have 23H2, and I'm going to stick with 23H2 for a little bit because some people have had problems with 24H2. A lot of people haven't had problems, but we have had some people that have had problems. You see my computer is releasing or is installing a update to Windows Defender Antivirus or Windows Security. Microsoft kind of calls it different things in different places sometimes. But those updates are available on a regular basis. Again, we have software running that can run on your computer that can search for those and install those every hour, which is important to get those installed as quickly as possible. Definitely any updates that are critical, that are ready to install, you'll want to go ahead and do that. By the way, if you have Windows 11 and you're out there and you're looking for updating, or you don't. Let's say if you don't have Windows 11, if you're running Windows 10 and you need to get to Windows 11, what will happen is it's important Microsoft to note that Microsoft is ending support for Windows 10 October 14th, which is the Patch Tuesday day. So you'll get the October updates, any updates that might be released later on that month or definitely in November, you will not get. You'll have two options. You can either update to Windows 11. We can help you update even if you have a computer that's not compliant or not fully compatible with Windows 11. In most cases, we can update to Windows 11. We also can, Microsoft also will allow extended updates, but you will have to pay money for that. It's a subscription. I believe it's about $40 a month that you'll be actually able to have those extended updates installed. So there are also some additional updates to Windows, or excuse me, there are some additional updates that Adobe released this week. And if you're using Adobe products, you need to make sure that you're installing these updates. So Adobe actually released bulletins addressing 45 CVEs. Again, that's common vulnerabilities and exploits in Adobe Design or Adobe InDesign, Adobe Commerce, Substance 3D Stager, InCopy, Illustrator, Substance 3D Designer, and Adobe Photoshop Elements. The largest is an update for Commerce with 31 CVEs addressed. While there are some cross-site scripting bugs addressed, there are also some security features bypassed and critically rated code exploit bugs too. The update for InDesign fixes 7 bugs, 4 of which are rated as critical. 3 bugs in Illustrator are also rated as critical and could lead to arbitrary code execution when opening a malicious file. So, by the way, this brings up a good point. Files can be infected, whether it's an Excel file or a PDF document, or maybe it's an InDesign document or a Photoshop document. Those files can be infected. So when you're getting a file from someone else, if their computer is infected, it's possible that that file could be infected. Also, if you're downloading something on the internet, it's possible that that was actually purposely infected to try to infect other people. The patch for Substance 3D Stager fixes a single denial of service bug. The fix for InCopy is also a single bug, but this one is a critical rated code execution. So it's important to make sure that you're installing these updates. The same is the case for Substance 3D Designer patch, and the final Adobe patch for February covers an important rated privilege escalation in Photoshop Elements. So one of the things we're going to show you how you can install these, if you and also show you how you can have the Adobe software ready to install updates automatically. So I'm going to click on the Windows. I'm going to click on the Windows Start button. That looks like a 4-pane window. That brings up Windows, and I'm using Windows 11. Windows 10 looks a little bit different, but I'm going to open up Adobe Creative Cloud. So this is where it all starts, and what happens here is we actually have updates. Now, you can turn on automatic updates, and because I have automatic updates, these updates have all, they install automatically. A few days ago, I saw that there were updates that were available for multiple programs, and those were updated. You see there's a Camera Raw update, and I can click install here. I can also manage auto updates. So I'm going to click on Manage Auto Updates. I would advise you to do this to turn on auto updates. So my auto updates are on for actually every program. So this program runs in the background, and so this is running in the background. It's going to install the updates to make sure that these updates are installed and ready to go when they are available. So this is something that you can enable automatically. You don't have to wait for the updates. You don't have to wait for Adobe to release those, that announce that they have these updates available. As soon as they're available, The software will actually search for them. It will install the updates, and it'll help get you protected. Now for the cybersecurity rundown. So one of the things we do here at A Faster PC Live Technical Support is every week we security threats, the biggest security threats, and we're actually showing you and discussing these, alerting you of these so that you can take action. Now what we want to do here is we're looking at actually these updates. We're going to go over and give you the rundown of these. I'm Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Live Technical Support, where we warn you and alert you of various security issues so that you can take precaution, or if you have another IT provider, or maybe you want to use a Faster PC, we can help you actually with these. So Apple, there's actually two big Apple issues that are out there. One is that Apple has been given orders by the UK government. So the UK government has issued a secret order telling Apple to provide access to encrypted iCloud backups globally. Now this is huge. This demand challenges Apple's commitment to user privacy, as the company currently lacks the means to decrypt such data. Privacy advocates, including Privacy International and the Electronic Frontier Foundation, have criticized the move, warning it could set a dangerous precedent and undermine global digital security. Apple has not publicly responded to the order. And given Apple's history, I would say they will not cooperate with that. But this is big. If you live in the UK, I mean, really, this could affect you even if you don't live in the UK, because they're asking for this to be released globally. Any user anywhere, they want access to it. Apple has an urgent security update. So Apple has released an urgent security update for iOS and iPad OS, addressing a critical vulnerability. This flaw allows attackers with physical access to a locked device to disable USB restricted mode, a security feature designed to prevent unauthorized data access through the device's USB port. The vulnerability was exploited in highly sophisticated attacks targeting specific individuals. Users are strongly advised to update their devices to mitigate this risk. So, other updates this week. Ivanti has fixed multiple critical vulnerabilities. Ivanti has released security updates for its Connect Secure, or ICS, and Policy Secure, IPS, and Secure Access Clients, ISAC, products to address multiple vulnerabilities, including 3 critical flaws. The stack-based buffer overflow in ICS that allows remote authentication attacks with low privileges to execute arbitrary code. The other 2 vulnerabilities enable remote authenticated attackers to perform arbitrary file writing and code injection, respectively, in both ICS and IPS. Ivanti recommends users install security updates promptly to mitigate potential risk. So Fortinet Firewall has a critical vulnerability. Fortinet has identified a 0-day vulnerability. Now again, a 0-day vulnerability means that it's already being exploited by the time they discover it. And this is in the FortiOS and FortiProxy products. This authentication bypass flaw allows remote attackers to gain super admin privileges through crafted CSF proxy requests. The vulnerability affects FortiOS version 7.0.0 to 7.0.16 and FortiProxy version 7.0.0 to 7.0.19. and 7.2.0 to 7.2.12. Fortinet has released patches in FortiOS version 7.0.17 and later, and FortiProxy version 7.0.20 and 7.2.13 and above. Administrators are advised to update their systems promptly and consider disabling HTTPS and HTTP administrative interfaces or restricting access to trusted IPs as temporary mitigation measures. Sonic Wall Firewalls are addressing VPN. Sonic Wall Firewalls have a threat that is affecting VPN sessions. Security researchers at Bishop Fox have discovered a critical vulnerability affecting certain versions of Sonic Wall's OS SSL VPN application. This flaw allows remote attackers to hijack active SSL VPN sessions without authentication, granting unauthorized access to the victim's network. SonicWall has previously warned about the high exploitation potential of this vulnerability and urged administrators to update their firewall's firmware. Following the public release of exploitation details, it is urgent for users to apply these patches immediately to safeguard their systems. Microsoft has released their February 2025 Patch Tuesday updates. These do address 67 security vulnerabilities. 4 of these are zero-day threats. You'll want to make sure that you get these updates installed. We do have a separate video where we talk about that and actually go over all of those. Also, there's 2.7 billion IoT device breach. So a massive Internet of Things, or IoT data breach, has exposed 2.7 billion records, compromising sensitive information such as Wi-Fi network names, passwords, and precise geolocation data. The breach affects millions of devices worldwide, affecting significant security vulnerabilities in IoT ecosystem. Experts warn that attackers could exploit this data to gain unauthorized access to network devices, emphasizing the need to enhance security measures in IoT deployment. So, and on that, IoT, again, you have these devices, smart switches, there's cameras, there's all kinds of devices. Those devices really need to be set up. Your network needs to be set up so that those devices can access the internet and can access the devices they need to access, but cannot access your computers, so that if a hacker got a hold of that information and was able to get into your camera, or was able to get into your smart switch, or was able to get into the network that your camera or your smart switch is on, they would not have access to the data that's on your computers, because that's on a different network. So there's also a romance scam. These are on the rise. In 2024, Americans suffered losses totaling $697.3 million due to romance scams, marking a significant increase from previous years. These scams often involve fraudsters establishing fake online relationships to deceive individuals into sending money or personal information. A notable trend is the rise of cryptocurrency-related fraud within these schemes, where victims are persuaded to invest in fraudulent crypto ventures. Authorities urge individuals to exercise caution when engaging in online relationships and to be vigilant for the signs of deception. So these are some of the biggest threats that are out there. We go over this every week to actually let you know about these threats and to warn you about these threats. Listen, it's important that you know about these threats and that you're alert and aware of these threats as well. if you're out there and you're saying, hey, you know what, this is just too big for me. I don't understand all this stuff. I don't even want to understand all this stuff. I just want my systems to be safe. Well, if you are in that boat, you need a faster PC. We can come in. We can make sure that your Windows software is updated. In fact, we can automate the update of your Windows software and also other critical software that you're running. We can automate the updates of Adobe software so that you're protected. We can also make sure that your firewalls are configured correctly, that they're updated, that you have the latest updates to protect you against these types of threats. In addition, we can actually help protect you from other types of threats, and the making sure that your Internet of Things devices, if you have those, is actually configured, that those devices in your network is configured in such a way that it actually protects you from unauthorized access, so that if your device was one of the ones that was released, well, they could maybe get into your smart switch, but they wouldn't be able to get into your network. So we have solutions to help protect you from that. So give us a call, 772-878-5978. Again, 772-878-5978. When you have cybersecurity problems, you need a faster PC.